A lot of people are aware of what's wrong with their lives and still nothing changes. Even awareness won't change your life without doing something about it. And today I'm going to show you where the problem lies. It's not failure, and there's a reason for it. It goes something like this. You got awareness, and you got change. And in between is the problem. So most people think awareness leads directly to change. That's not it. It doesn't, because there's a space in between that's the problem. And this space is called the gap. It's the space between awareness and change. And that's where people get stuck. This is where most people can't figure it out. And it's because in the gap, we have fear, we have discomfort, we have self-doubt, and in all that stuff, we have old habits, which are really hard to break. Old habits are really hard to break because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, creates more fear, creates more discomfort, and creates more of the self-doubt that we carry all the time in our life. But here's the deal. Awareness shows us the truth of where the body reacts, where the body feels the most discomfort, where it feels the fear. And this is where most people turn away. They turn into numbing it out. They turn into distractions. They distract themselves from what's going on in their real life. Or they go back to what's familiar. They want the familiar feeling. And that sometimes equals discomfort. So here's the truth. Change doesn't start from force. It starts with a pause. You know, like on your camera, you have play and stop. Well, in the middle, in the gap, there's pause. If you pause and let that sit in, then you have the shot. And with the shot, the best way to handle this is to first take a breath, to breathe. Because that helps slow the body down when we breathe. So, number one, breathe. Number two, name it. Name it, name it, name it. What's happening in the moment? And then realize this is fear. This is discomfort. These are old patterns. When you name it, it loosens its grip. So the second thing we do is name it in order to loosen its grip. So number three, small, small and true. If you keep these issues that you have in your fear, that you have in your discomfort, that you have in self-doubt and in your old habits, if you keep them small and then tell yourself the truth, it's not a fix, not a plan, not a promise. It's just a response that you won't regret later. Keep it small, keep it honest, be true to yourself. So most people don't fail because they don't know. They struggle because they don't know how to stay right here, how to stay in the gap with the pause, right? The gap is not bad once you pause. So the question is, what could I do right now that won't abandon myself? How do I not abandon myself and go back to what's comfortable? Awareness doesn't create the change. The gap creates the change. And you don't have to answer that question today. What could I do right now that won't abandon myself? Just notice what comes up when you ask that question. What can I do today to stay in the pause? I'm here to tell you, you don't have to cross the gap. You don't have to cross the gap today. Just stay with yourself inside it. And that's what we're talking about. It's kind of how you face your fears, your discomfort. How do you face your self-doubt, and how do you work on those old habits? They keep coming up over and over again, and the more they don't work, the more you work them. And this is the Buonaiuto movement. I'm Tony B. We do these whiteboard videos to give you some idea of how to handle life. When you need change and you're aware of it, stay in the gap. I'll see you in the next one.